Food insecurity continues to be a major challenge among rural communities in Kenya. This is as a result of low and unreliable rainfall and the changing climatic conditions in the country. Reducing land parcels due to population explosion, high poverty levels, illiteracy, and poor infrastructure are just but some of the pitfalls that bedevil practices that may otherwise ensure communities are well fed all year round. Currently, many parts of the country are experiencing drought conditions that have resulted into many households going hungry. If the situation goes on unabated, then it could result into calamities of disastrous proportions. The world is now racing to save the hunger-stricken Kenyans in Turkana and northern Kenya, buoyed on by local efforts from government and non-governmental bodies. Residents of Tutini Nzawi district, formerly in the larger Makueni district near Emali town, located along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway, have devised a water conservation method that is changing their economic status. The area has not been spared by the ravages of the severe drought that has affected many parts of the country. Julius Muiya, currently the Secretary of the National Economic and Social Council, spearheaded a spirited campaign to construct a gabion along this river course. His efforts bore fruits when 3 others sprang up in a relatively short period, since the benefits were almost immediate.
What you can see behind me is the downriver side of Kwakiboko gabion, also called Sand Dam. We started building this gabion in 2004, and that was started by Kwakiboko Self-Help Group, which is a community group of people who are worried about soil erosion and also erosion of the river because of uncontrolled sand harvesting upriver.
River Muoni, which starts in Machakos Hills, transverses semi-arid parts of the country which experiences low and unreliable rainfall. Normally, the area does not receive any rain from January to March and from July to October, a period of 7 months. Sand within the riverbed acts as a water trap and slows down the movement of water. During the 7 months of no rainfall, residents scoop sand a depth of 1.5 meters to form a shallow well where they obtain water for domestic use, for livestock and irrigation. Peter Chalo, chairman of Kwakivoko Self-Help Group, says from 2002 they saw that all the sand had been harvested upriver, especially at the Emali Bridge, and water had become scarce.
Kutoka miaka 2002 tulikuwa tumeona ile hali ya mchanga imeanza kusomba upande ya juu kutoka Kaskeu. Sasa ilipofikia wakati mchanga imesomba mpaka karibu kwa ile daraja iko kwa ile barabara ya kupita kuelekea wote. Sasa tukaona hali yetu ya mto imeendelea kuwa mbaya, na tukaungana kama kikundi, tukaongea mambo ya vile tunaweza kuzuia area kwetu ndio tusije kupata shida kama ile.
Gabions have been constructed across the entire width of the river. They are sort of thick walls to prevent water from gushing downstream rapidly. On the upper part of the gabion, sand percolates as it is barred from flowing on. As a result, water is trapped underneath the sand. This forms a sand dam. Evaporation is drastically reduced. Scooping this sand away exposes the stored water. Muya says that the aim of the project is to address hunger as an immediate need and then scale up to deal with provision of adequate water that will facilitate irrigation agriculture.
We want to reach a situation where no human being, no animal goes to the river for water, such that the water is provided where people live and also in the farms, and therefore that will save people from the agony and from the time that they spent going to the river.
Where buckets can be used, a water pump does the task of conveying water up any steep gradients, perhaps to a tank for easy jets. Farming as a result of this initiative is thriving along considerable tracts of land on the flanks of River Muoni. Vegetables, tomatoes, onions, coriander and maize are some of the foodstuffs being grown.
The solution of a gabion is a well-tested one, especially for this group here, and getting together and coming up with a project proposal of how to build a gabion, getting together as a group and building a gabion will ensure that they will be able to retain water which will be available for them to use throughout the year. The challenge is for people to organize themselves and stop relying on rain-fed agriculture, because no group of people can ever satisfy their food requirements by relying on rain-fed agriculture.